Welcome. Let's begin in a supine position, so lay all the way down through your spine and lengthen your body out long. Arms at the sides of the body, palms facing up. Draw a long, full inhalation, and as you exhale, connect to the points of your body connected to the earth. Connect to your mind. Draw inwards focus. Connect to a sense that will keep that through the entirety of our class. Begin to bend the knees and set the soles of the feet flat, knees and ankles together. And then float the feet away from your mat and wrap your arms around your shins and hug your knees in tight to the body. As you inhale and exhale, begin to roll through your spine in one direction and then back around in the opposite. Coming to a still position in your hips and spine. Now inhale, draw your nose towards your knees. And as you exhale, lay the back of the head back down. Hug your left leg into the chest as you extend your right leg long. Inhale, draw your nose towards your knee. Exhale as you connect back down through your spine and the back of the head. Inhale, peel up and away, nose to knee. Exhale as you lower. Inhaling, hold and lengthen out your leg. Wrap the hands behind the back of that leg and walk your hands up to your heel. Perhaps you hover the opposite leg away from the mat. Walk your hands back down, roll back down through your spine, settle the back of the head to the mat. Arms at the sides of the body. Inhale with a flexed foot. Exhale as you lower your heel towards the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale. Inhale. Now bend your opposite leg. Lengthen leg. Place that ankle above into the outside of your bent knee. Lift your foot up and away from the mat and glide your hands through, threading your palms around your shin, and hug your legs into your body. Stay anchored through your hips and your tailbone and pull the legs in tight towards your chest. Now swapping the placement of the hands and lengthen out your right leg. So your hands are now behind the back of that leg as you push the heel up high. And bend in your knee. Place the sole of the foot back flat again. Lengthen your left leg out long. Hug your right knee into the chest. Inhale, nose to knee. Exhale as you roll back down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, squeeze the air away from your body and lengthen out your leg. Walk your hands up towards your heel. Hold and breathe. Walk your hands back down. Roll the spine back to the mat. Arms at the side of the body, flexed foot. Lower your heel so it hovers just above the mat. Then point out and point your toes to the ceiling as you inhale. Exhale as you lower, flex foot. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you point and lift. Bend your opposite leg. Lifted leg, ankle sets above and outside of your bent knee. Lift your grounded foot away from the mat and thread your arms through, wrapping around your shin. Hug into the body. Swapping the placement of your hands and lengthen out that underneath leg, heel high, toes drawing in towards your shin. Bending your knee and place the sole of the foot back down flat. Set both feet side by side, hip distance apart, heels under your kneecaps, arms in by the sides of the body. Lift the spine up and away, raising the bony points of your hips up high. Roll back down through your spine. Draw your belly button into the spine and your spine to the lower mat. And again, we push the floor away through the arms and the soles of the feet to lift the hips high. Roll back down. Once more, peel the spine away, lifting high. Bone by bone, roam back down through your spine. Soles of the feet lift and cross over your ankles. Roll yourself forward and transferring across to all fours. Knees under the hips, palms directly underneath the shoulder line. Belly button draws into the spine. As you inhale, allow the belly button to lower towards the mat as you lift your chest and your chin. Then suck the belly button into your spine as you arch your back high. Inhale, lower the belly button, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, chin drawing into your chest. Inhale, lift, chest, tailbone high. Belly button pulls in, scoop underneath the tailbone. Now allow your hips to rock back slightly. Inhale, coming back, lifting your chest and your chin. Exhale, rocking the hips back, tuck in your chin. Holding now, so push with strength through your palms. Feel an openness through your shoulders. Coming back to all fours. Widen the knees and allow the hips to fall to the heels and creep your arms forward and out. Falling into child's pose, Balasana. And knowing this is our go-to pose during our practice, if you ever need to take a little bit of a break. Lift your gaze, tuck underneath the toes and raise your knees high, heels drawing down and back, elongate your spine. Then lift your heels high as you bend your knees and lower the ribcage to the thighs. Then draw your heels back down again, straightening out the legs. Repeating. Bending your knees, shine the arches of your feet to the wall behind you. Heels draw down and back. Stepping forward one by one, so walking all the way forward to the top edge of your mat. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale as you lift, flat back. Sweeping the arms up overhead, palms set together as we gaze upwards. Exhale, folding forward and down, long flat back, drawing through our Vinyasa flow, palms flat, long step back, left leg. Lower that knee to the mat, right knee stays over the ankle, sweeping your arms up high. Palms floating forward and down, push through your mat to step your right leg back to your left. Hips high, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, roll forward through the spine, set your knees to the mat. Bend your elbows, lower chest, chin. Lower yourself all the way to the mat, connect through your legs and your lower back as you float the palms. Palms set down, push the floor away, come back to your knees, tuck your toes, raise your hips. Your left foot steps forward between your palms, right knee to the mat. Sweep your fingertips high. Palms float forward and down. Lift away your knee and that lengthened leg, step it forward. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, swan diving all the way up and around, palms set together. Exhale, folding forward and down, repeating our Vinyasa, but let's lead back with our right leg this time. Setting that knee to the mat. Arms sweep high. Arching a little bit in our lower back. Plant the palms. Lift your knee. Left leg steps back beside the right. Roll forward to the balls of the feet. Lengthen out your spine, setting the knees. Lower, chest, chin. Body connects all the way to the floor. Push down through the tops of the feet as you float your palms. Set your palms. Draw to your knees, tuck your toes, raise your hips high. Right foot steps forward. Left knee sets. Sweep. Allow a little arch in the lower back. Palms float down. Lift away your grounded knee. That lengthened leg steps forward. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, swan diving all the way up and around. Vinyasa flow again from left to right, but a little bit different this time. Floating forward and down. Stepping back, long left leg. Keep your knee lifted. Right knee over the ankle. Reach your arms high. Palms set down. Push. Front leg sits behind. Float forward all the way now to a high plank, shoulders over the creases of the wrists. Bend your elbows lower. Flatten the tops of the feet down to the mat. Lift your chest and chin forward and away, so lead through your heart, tuck under your toes, reset the hips high. Left foot steps forward, right knee stays lifted, arms sweep to the sky. Palms float forward and down. Lengthen legs, steps forward. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, swan diving all the way up and around, repeating our vinyasa once more. Exhale as you fold. Right leg steps back long. Sweep, fingertips grazing the sky above us. Palms settle to the mat either side of our front foot, and we step that leg back. Float forward and out to a high plank, shoulders over the creases of the wrists. Engage your core and the strength in your legs as you lower, chaturanga. Lead forward through your heart, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Step your right foot through. Sweep the fingertips high. Palms face forward and down. Step your right foot back to your left. Hold and breathe in your downward facing dog again. Bend your knees, lower the chest towards your legs, heels high. Heels drawing down, repeating the pose we did just before. Now find a lot more freedom in your body. This time floating forward. Set your knees to the mat. Cross over your ankles and walk yourself back to a seated position, both legs long, ankles and knees together, feet flexed, arms at the sides of the body, long straight spine. Sweep your arms up overhead, palms facing forward. Anchor through your heels to your sit bones. Inhale, exhale, lean forward. Inhale, resetting. Exhale, lean forward a little further. Inhale, resetting, anchoring, heels, sit bones. Exhale, lean forward even a little bit further. Inhale. This time as we exhale, fold all the way down. Squeeze all the air from your body as you fold in half. Inhale, lift your chest and your gaze. Exhale, fold a second time. Feel a little bit more freedom, a little bit more space. Lift your gaze. Walk your palms into the sides of the hips, underneath the shoulder line. Push down through your palms to shift your hips forward, bringing the soles of the feet down flat. Sitting with a tall spine. And then lift the hips up and away from the mat. Your knees set over the ankles, palms directly underneath the shoulder line. Rock forward so your knees travel towards the big toes, and then rock back. Rocking forward again. Sitting a tabletop, so from our knees through to our shoulders, we're flat and level. So really strength here to engage in our core and our lower back to keep that levelness in the midsection of our body as we rock forward and back. Now slowly allow yourself to settle back down. Come back to a tall spine and place your palms underneath your thighs. Knees and ankles together. Lift one foot up and away from your mat at a time. Heels in line with your knees, feet flexed. Now maybe you float the arms away from the legs. Free your arms, shoulders to your fingertips. Also now an option to lengthen your legs out long, Navasana. Set your gaze to the tops of your big toes. Plant your palms back down to the mat under the shoulder line. Lengthen your legs long, ankles and knees together. Push through your palms, lift your hips. Flatten down your feet from your toes to your heels. Reverse plank. Support your neck by not allowing it to drop down between your shoulders. Allow the sit bones to settle slowly back down to the mat. I'm just turning myself to face forward now for our next sequence. Bring your right heel in close to the bottom part of your thigh. Arms at the sides of the body, sitting tall. Inhale as you reach your left arm high. Exhale as you set it to the outside of your right knee. Now, as we inhale, push down through your left heel, sit with a tall spine, and as you exhale, allow yourself to deepen in your twist. Bring ourselves back to the center. One hand to your knee and the opposite palm to the lower part of your foot. And we're going to bring rotation right through the lower part of our hip socket, moving around in one direction and then circling around in the opposite. Coming to a still position and cradle your arms underneath your calf muscle so you're supporting your leg in the inside of your elbow joints. Inhale as you sit tall, and as you exhale, hug that leg closer into your chest. Unthreading your arms and lengthen that leg out long in front of you. Take your hand to the inside arch of your foot as you allow that leg to open away from your body. Your left leg can stay long, or perhaps you place the sole of the foot down flat, sitting with a tall spine. Bring your right leg back. Lengthen out your left. Heel close into the inner part, that back bottom part of your thigh. Set your left fingertips to the side of the body and creep your torso to the inside of that right leg. Right arm floats forward. Then wrap it around behind your right bent leg. Your left arm lifts. And we're aiming to bind our fingertips behind our back. We'll grab onto the back of our t-shirt or our yoga pants. Allow yourself time in this bind. Find a little bit more movement. Every exhalation gives us a little bit more space. Staying seated where you are, I'm just changing position so you can see how we're moving with our bind as we inhale and we exhale. Lengthen our spine. Travel out of this pose the way that we journeyed in. So lift your gaze, set your left hand to the side, right arm sweeps to the arch of the foot, and then sit yourself tall and let your right knee fall down, sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Inhale as you sweep your arms overhead, and as we exhale, folding forward and down. We can interlace our fingers underneath the sole of the foot, or place the palms down flat. Again, we breathe space into our breath into our mind. We'll go with that instead. Swapping over sides, so lengthen your right leg out long, draw the left heel in close to the body. Arms at the sides of the body. Inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, let the right arm fall to the outside of the left. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, deepen your twist. Bring ourselves back to the center. Hand to the knee, hand to the arch of the foot. And again, bringing that rotation right in the deep part of our hip socket. In one direction and around in the opposite. Holding as we thread the arms under and cradle that leg. Inhale as we sit tall. Exhale as we draw the leg a little closer in towards our chest. Unthreading our arms, lengthen your left leg out long and straight. Hand to the inside arch of the foot, open the leg out and away. Right leg can stay lengthened, or sole of the foot flat. Bring yourself back to the center. Bend and set the left foot down flat again. Right leg is lengthened. Arms at the sides of the body. Left arm reaches up high, folding forward so the left hand comes towards the inside arch of your right foot. Then loop your left arm back and around your left leg. Right arm sweeps behind. We inhale, exhale as we fold. You'll most likely find that one side has been a lot closer to binding with the fingers than the opposite. This side for me is not even close. My fingertips are a little bit spaced away, so I'm grabbing onto the back of my shirt. Holding. Lift your gaze. Walk your right hand to the side, left hand to the arch of the foot. And then inhaling, sitting tall, allow the left leg to fall open. Draw the sole of the foot into the thigh. Arms reach overhead. Take a full breath in. Exhale, fold. Feel good about this foot pose. Feel good about being settled here just for a little longer. Begin to lift your gaze. Walk your hands in by the sides of the hips. Cross over your ankles. Bring your palms forward. And then uncross your feet. And lift your hips high, drawing to a downward facing dog. Sitting your knees down to the mat. Palms underneath the shoulder line. Step your left foot through between your palms, knees over ankle. Reach your arms up high. Draw in your belly button, scoop underneath your tailbone. Sweep your left arm around. Bend your right elbow, and again we're binding our fingers, this time in between our shoulder blades. Inhale, and as you exhale, shift the hips forward, lift your chest and your chin. Always drawing back so we stay wide across the collarbone. Reset your hips. Release your arms, fingertips high. Float your palms forward and down. Your right hand stays to the inside of the foot. Lift away your grounded knee. And then lift your left arm high to the sky. Take your gaze upwards to your outstretched palm. Also connect to your lengthened leg, a sense of lifting that thigh a little higher up away from the mat. Palm floats forward and down. Push down through your palms. Step your left foot back beside your right. Elongate your spine, hips high. Step your right foot through between your palms. Left knee settles. Fingertips sweep high. Let your left arm bend. Your right arm loops behind your back. Binding the fingers or grabbing onto the t-shirt again. Let the hips move forward and down. Lift your heart, lift your chin. Hold and breathe. Draw your hips back in, shoulders stack on top of them. Arms reach up high, palms face forward and down. Your left hand stays to the inside of the foot, lift away your knee. Reach your right arm up high, set your gaze to your outstretched hand. Palm floats forward and down. Step that front foot back, hips high. Floating down to your knees. Tuck underneath your toes, palms flat underneath the shoulder line. A little bit more core work before we finish our class. Inhale, float your knees so your shins stay level with the mat. Exhale as you set the knees back down. Inhale, float the knees, engage your core. Remember, we're keeping those shins level with the mat. Straight level spine. Inhale, engage your core as you lift your knees. Exhale as you lower and settle down. Now walk your arms forward so your elbows are underneath the shoulders. Step one leg back long at a time, staying tucked in your toes. Level out your body from your shoulders, hips to your heels. Plank pose, hold, engage the strength in your legs, strengthen your core, and also strengthen our mindset that we can do this, we can hang out here for a little bit. Just a little longer, a few more breaths. Set your knees down one by one, walk them in closer towards your elbows. Tuck underneath the toes, flatten down your palms. Lift your knees up and away from the mat. Let your head bow in between your arms. Walk the balls of the feet closer towards your elbows. Now push down strong through your forearms. Really feel the space and the bones in your back. Dolphin pose. Let the knees settle to the mat. Open them out a little bit wider. Bring your big toes together. Let the hips rock to the heels. Cross your forearms. Allow your head to bow in between your arms, forehead to the mat. Hold and breathe. Wonderful job, everybody. Let's hold this pose for a little bit longer. Now uncrossing your forearms and reach the arms out long. Settle into child's pose. Beautiful work. A long full inhalation. Exhale and namaste.